Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtable for entrepreneurs. 1M by 1M, as you know, is the first and only global virtual accelerator in the world, in the technology startup world. And our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue. In support of that mission, we do these roundtables week after week after week. This is the 636th roundtable. We began way back when in 2008. So these roundtables have been going on forever. The event is being recorded. Every single roundtable recording is available on our YouTube channel. And on Twitter, we're at 1M1M and at Strobana. These are the call-in instructions. However, you don't necessarily need to call in because your computer audio will also work. So you can just let us know when you want to talk. We have some scheduled programming first. We have one pitch first, and then we'll be ready for open Q&A. You can use the public chat for Q&A, or you can also put on your computer audio and let us know that you want to talk, and Maureen will make you a panelist and you can talk, or you can dial in through the phone line as well. Whatever you want is fine. Francisco Avelar from Mexico City is our presenter today. Francisco, please unmute your line and tell us what you're working on.
Hi, hello, how are you, Sramana?
Good.
Good to hear. So yeah, I'm here. I'm in Mexico City as we speak. It's 9 a.m. in the morning. And today I'm going to talk to you about Sell Now Inc., which is a brand I started some years ago. And basically I've been, keeping with it for the past 4 years. It has gone through different iterations as I've looked for ways to make it work. I've had partners, I've done it myself, I have bootstrapped. So I think it's been an interesting journey. I will go more in depth in the later slide, but I don't consider myself as a purebred entrepreneur, as they call it these days. I've been, very traditional in my work experience, like having a job and all that. And this is something that just I think was the combination of factors. I came to a point in my life when I wanted to do something else, and then the COVID pandemic started.
Francisco, are you still maintaining your job and doing this on the side?
No, I only do this, and I do
other. So now it's full time.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, let's look at it, what you're doing.
Perfect. So as I was saying, back in 2020, as the world was beginning to change, I started Sell Now Inc. because I wanted to help small and medium B2B businesses to adapt to the new realities of business life and leverage digital tools effectively to thrive. The only problem was that I also needed to do that by myself. And let me just quickly recap this in idea about, if you remember 2019 and the times pre-COVID, kind of marketing and digital marketing efforts, especially in the B2B scenario, was very detached from the day-to-day. So you would have your regular business people or sales people rather go out to the client sites, and they would follow up with the opportunities. And behind the scenes, there would be a marketing team doing the website and all that. So when the pandemic started, I kind of felt that those worlds were going to merge. So now we're seeing that in terms of more sales development and business development people having to know more of marketing, and vice versa. Marketing also having to know more about sales in order to produce services. So what I thought, and this has been after several iterations, I've come to this ideal customer profile for the services part of the business. And basically, it's a business owner or founder who is in their early 30s to mid 40s. They can be male or female. They have a B2B small and medium business. They use tech tools to provide specialized services, and we're talking probably about software as a service vendors, cybersecurity providers, that kind of companies. what they're finding is that what I'm finding is that these people are interested in position themselves as or position their brands as an expert in their field. They're struggling with content generation because they feel that whatever content they produce or their marketing agencies are producing is not up to par. It doesn't really represent them in the life that they wanna show. They also want to get lead generation strategies working from digital efforts. They want to improve their conversion rates, follow up with prospects and clients effectively. So they have a need in terms of really incorporating the lead generation and demand generation processes from a digital standpoint, but they're struggling to do that while keeping their traditional business working. So the value proposition that we have currently is that we help business to business, small and medium businesses in Latin America to create effective digital customer journeys to attract leads, convert them into clients, and strengthen relationships. Next slide. Thank you. So one of the main things that I realized early on in the process is that once you start, like trying to come up with a business, you are kind of going by trends and preconceptions that they're not necessarily correct. So what I wanted to do at the same time was start building the website for two main reasons. One of them was to really show that we could deliver the services, that we knew what we were talking about, that we could get leads and prospects online, that we could leverage social media and the other elements. And it's been a learning journey. I didn't know half of what I know now when I started. I just had the intuition that I wanted to go this route. And for the past 3 years, I would say I've been really focusing on building the blog. I kind of got it started by accident, in terms that I was working with a company that had a solution for customer support and customer service. They had an IT tool for that. So I started talking about that, and I started ranking for that, and I said, so this is how it starts. And from that point, I started building it more focused with higher intention. So
what are these statistics from your blog?
Yes, these are the statistics for the website, for the blog mainly.
Your website.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So for the past 3 years, we started, like from 0 visitors, and now we're getting around 1,000 visitors a month. And what I'm seeing here is that basically I things are changing, and I don't really, I didn't expect it to be that way. For instance, the last time I checked this, the sex group segmentation, the female segment was 2/3, around 66%, while the male was around 1/3. And now it's 80% women and 19% men. So that's an interesting statistic for me, because for some reason, the content I'm producing that has to do a lot with demand generation and customer support and omni-channel attention is resonating more with women than it is with men.
That is because, are those jobs at your clients, are those jobs mostly held by women?
I would say probably the customer support side, yes. But when we talk about demand generation and lead generation, I wouldn't be so sure. Maybe,
that's a problem. It's not good news, right? Because if the people who are coming to our website are not the people that you need, that means you're not hitting the spot on who's coming to your website.
Yes, exactly. That's one of the things. So the Google Analytics tool that was still up and running back in June 2023, the Universal Analytics, indicated that these were the things that the audience was interested in. So it was software and business, productivity software, business services. So when I look at this and I look at the visitors' interest, I get the feeling that it's the right crowd. Like they want to see about the things that I am talking about. They just need, or I just need to come up with offers that really match that search intent or that interest, and find a way to.
So are you getting leads from your website?
I am, but one of the problems that the website has is that most of the visitors are new visitors every single month. So I'm not retaining most of the traffic that I'm getting. So I would need to work on that, So
you are assuming that your lead generation is going to happen through your website.
Yes. Well, for some of the things, yes, like courses, or if we come up with specific online services, yes, I believe that.
So I think I understand what you're trying to do. Let me try to lift this up a little bit and see if we can come at it a little bit differently.
Sure.
And this may be helpful for you to think about it a bit differently. Your target audience is SMBs within the tech sector. Is that correct? Like
Yes.
SaaS companies and cybersecurity companies and so on, yeah?
Correct.
How many SaaS companies are there are you going after Mexico only?
No, I'm going pretty much all, Mexico, US, Canada.
But that's not a good idea because there's also language issue, right?
Yes.
So in Mexico, business is done in English or done in Spanish for your sector?
It's mostly Spanish, like the one-to-one relationship, but most of the materials that you often encounter are in English. So there's a good level of English fluency and understanding, especially in the IT business. You know that people talk English and speak English, and they understand the proposals like that.
So your content is in English and the content of your customers are going to be in English.
Right now, my content is in Spanish, and most of the visitors come from Latin America and Spain as well. There's a couple of things that are in English, and that appeals to the US market. But I think
forget about the US market. I think let's just focus on
Latin America.
Mexico.
Correct.
I think you can't boil the ocean. You have to kind of figure out one place where you are going to go deep. So how many SaaS companies, how many SaaS SMBs are there in Mexico?
Usually the software as a service offerings are created in the US, and then they are replicated or commercialized by a local team in Mexico. So basically what they have is the landing page will be in Spanish, but it has been created by the company in the US. And then you have a local team that will go on and start to get customers for that software as a service tool, and they will point them to the materials that are already in Spanish, or that even the translation occurs simultaneously because it detects your browser.
Okay, so you're saying these are not Mexican SaaS companies, or Mexican cybersecurity companies. They're American companies that have a local Mexican team that is localizing it, or maybe they're localizing in America and they're offering it to the Mexican market, and then they're going and selling to the Mexican market.
Yeah, that's specific. That's particularly true for the SaaS business. There are cybersecurity companies that do work in Spanish, and they have their own solutions, but they struggle to have like a clear offer or a portfolio. They basically they behave more like consulting companies that they want to kind of talk to customers first.
So for the benefit of this conversation, what I'm trying to look for here, Francisco, is a strategy that you can focus on, and it's not a boil the ocean, spray and pray kind of strategy. It's a strategy that is tight, that is focused, and you position against a particular market, against a particular value proposition. So let us say, as a possible positioning, you are going after this American company's Mexican operations.
Correct.
That are taking American content in English and localizing it and trying to sell these products in the Mexican market. So then your market is essentially a lot of the SaaS and cybersecurity companies from America that are going to be selling in Mexico.
Correct.
Now, what is your value proposition to these people, these local people who are running these sales teams or sales operations? What do you do for them?
Yeah, I would think the part of content generation, like create content that really reflects them as leaders in the field, that they know what they're doing, that it's not surface level content, but it's really in depth, and that they don't have the time to create because their consultants and experts are busy delivering the projects. So
But
they need.
is that a valid assumption? Because these SaaS companies are American SaaS companies, and they have, if content marketing is part of their strategy, they have a lot of content in English.
Yes.
All they need to do is localize that content, and they will have deep content. That is not going to be shallow content. That is going to be deep content, much deeper content that you can possibly build. You don't have the expertise to build that level of content. So if the workflow here is you're trying to position yourself as a content provider, content developer, for companies that are doing content marketing in SaaS and cybersecurity. But what you're saying is you want to work for companies that are US companies working in Mexico trying to sell to the Mexican audience. That means that they already have content in English, and they're going to translate that content, localize that content, and they have deep content. I don't think your value proposition works here.
Okay.
So you need to find an angle where there is one, you bring real value, and two, you need to find a market that wants that value.
Sure.
So I am not comfortable with the strategy you're following. I do not think this strategy is going to work. So let's look at your questions. What is your biggest opportunity SellNow should go after right now? I don't know. I think we're going to discuss this in a minute. Let me look at your goal. What should SellNow incorporate as immediate goal should be? What should the business owner spend time on? What resources should the business owner explore immediately? Okay. All right. The first question that you need to answer for me is, what is your core competency? How many people do you have, and what is the core competency of your organization?
Right now, it's a very small team. It's just 2 people, and basically it's one graphic designer who helps with the website, and I'm in charge of the content and producing the strategy.
And you think that your core competency is content generation in Spanish?
Yeah, I mean, when I talk to businesses that, let's say, I talked to a cyber security company a couple of months ago. What I liked about my profile is that what I just mentioned, that they're struggling with the content generation, that they're not. But this is a local brand in Mexico, so
That's right.
Right.
That is exactly the point. If you choose a Mexican company to work with, the situation is completely different. Then they have to generate content from scratch.
Yes.
They do not have the luxury of taking company from their US company and localizing it. If it's a Mexican company, or if it's an Argentinian company, or a Colombian company, or a Chilean company that is selling into those markets, then your Spanish content generation skills may be valuable to them, because if you think that, and if you can sell yourself as a Spanish language content generator, then you have to go after companies that are generating original content in Spanish. So forget about these US companies with Mexican operations. You shouldn't be working with these companies at all.
Okay.
Ignore them. So the first thing you should go after right now, your biggest opportunity, is tech companies in Central America and Latin America that is doing content marketing and that is trying to generate original Spanish content, not localized Spanish content, original Spanish content. So now, these companies, you should be able to identify who they are through LinkedIn. You should research who are your target audiences. It is not by writing blog posts that you're going to be able to capture these leads. You're going to have to go directly through LinkedIn, identify these companies. Maybe, if you do the research on all your markets, Mexican market, Colombian market, Argentinian market, Brazil is not Spanish, Brazil is Portuguese.
Correct.
So the Chilean market, whatever, Peruvian market, whatever you find, you're going to find a handful of companies. It's not going to be 200 companies. It's going to be a small number of companies because there aren't that many SaaS companies in those markets. But there will be some, and you're just one person, so it's not a big deal. If you can find 5 clients, it's enough for you.
Correct.
So and if the model works, then you can hire more people. But first you need to validate the model. You need to make this model work. So go to LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to find the buyer of this kind of service. Who is the buyer for this kind of service? The head of marketing is going to be most likely the person that you reach out to.
Okay.
And pitch that you can develop content for a tech company, tech content for content marketing in Spanish, and that's what you should pitch yourself for, and your LinkedIn profile should reflect that positioning.
Okay.
So your immediate goal is to identify what are the SaaS companies and cybersecurity companies in maybe 3 or 4 markets: Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, Chile, maybe Peru. I don't know if they have any, but I do know there are some cybersecurity companies in Colombia also.
Okay.
So do that. Identify those companies on LinkedIn, identify their heads of marketing on LinkedIn, and then go pitch your services to that person. And that's how you're going to find the right fit in what you're looking for, not by writing blog posts.
Okay, yeah.
So what you're trying to optimize right now is really getting into the minutia of blog analytics and so forth. I don't think you need to spend any time on this.
Okay.
Your marketing and sales is going to be very direct, directly reaching out to people on LinkedIn, the right people in the right companies. So it may be 20 companies that you identify, and then you go try to talk to those 20 companies, their heads of marketing, director, VP of marketing, director of marketing, whatever, and try to get into those companies, offering them the expertise of developing technical content for content marketing.
Got it. Sounds great.
Okay.
Perfect.
Right. Very good. Now, I will explain to you how to use 1Mby1M. I see a lot of people in the room. So one thing that would be great is if you start using the public chat to introduce yourselves, and also let us know if you want to chat with me, and if you want to talk. You can ask questions in public chat also just by text, but you can also talk to me. So if you tell us that you want to talk to me, Maureen will put you as a panelist, and you can turn on in your computer audio and talk to me. And in the meantime, please introduce yourselves. Where are you coming from? What are you working on? And what kinds of projects you need help with? So Maureen, I see Miguel Oliveira, who wants to talk. If you could put him on the panel so that he can turn his audio on, that'll be great. Miguel, you can turn your audio and video and start talking. If anybody else wants to, please let us know, and do introduce yourselves. I see a lot of people in the room. Miguel?
Yes, hi. My name is
Hello.
Miguel. How
Where
you
are you
doing?
coming from, Miguel?
I'm a native from Peru, South America, and I moved to United States in '82. I'm working on a startup for to teach kids in Peru fundamentals of AI.
Okay.
I'm currently, this idea came to me last year, so I've been working on a prototype.
Mm-hmm.
And where I created a team of teachers, CTO who has had experience with startups in the past, and I have also contacted some friends that are in cybersecurity, and they're my advisors. So it's a slow process because once I create my app, the prototype, I'm gonna go ahead and pitch the idea to either incubators or in the US or Mexico. I have two companies that are accepting new members or new entrepreneurs. So I need a lot of help. This is the first time that I'm doing this. So I would like if you have any tips for me how to pitch the idea, and and also I've been talking to possible customers in Peru that may like to integrate this application, which is going to be AI based, and
What are
it's
you, so what are you planning to teach and to whom? When you say
um,
European kids, what are we talking about? Are we talking about high school kids? Are we talking about college kids? What are we talking about? Because, you can't really teach AI to little
right,
kids, right?
K-12. So it's
No, it's not K-12. It's not K-12. You can't teach AI to little kids.
well, we have an approach that we're going to teach them the concepts. We're not going to go straight teaching them. Uh, First of all, they need to learn the terminology. So we're doing a gamification type of approach. Plus, um, um, we have three bases to teach them. One is going to be gamification. The other one is going to be create puzzles, create different approaches.
So my
So
number one input to you would be to really precisely decide what age group is this going to be working for. You can't do K through 12. K through 12 is many segments.
right, we're creating curriculums for fifth graders, sixth graders, seventh graders, up to the 12th grade,
That's a
and they're
lot.
gonna,
That's a
yeah,
lot. That's
yes,
too much.
yes,
You will,
it is.
as a startup, you will not succeed in creating curriculum for that many grades. You can do 1 or 2 grades at most successfully. You cannot do 7 grades. Right.
Yeah, that's the vision I have. Um, I know it's a very ambitious vision, but what I'm trying to do is we are creating the first prototype to see if the people that are I'm going to be presenting investors, if they see the value in it, because
Investors seeing value is not how you build businesses. You have to make your customers see value and you have to
Mhm,
get validation. Investors want to see what validation you've got from customers.
right.
So investors are not going to validate your product. I am not going to validate your product. Your product needs to be validated by your customers. So this is why I'm saying you need to pick one grade, you need to pick one product, and you need to be able to take it to customers. And if those customers are schools in Peru or parents in Peru, I don't know exactly what you're thinking about your go-to-market strategy, but you need to pick one go-to-market strategy and go validate that go-to-market strategy. If these are schools that are going to buy these products, then you need to go talk to 50 schools and get validation in the right grade. And you have to see whether they're willing to pay for it. Who's going to pay? How much are they going to pay? These are the things that investors would want to know,
Mhm.
the results of the validation process.
Yes, so far we have tested our prototype with children in public schools in the US, and we have gotten a lot of validations from teachers and students, the approach that we're having.
Are you
Because
going to be selling to the US schools, or are you going to go sell in Peru? What is the game plan?
the game plan is in Peru, people like to see companies from US or Europe coming to teach their technology to their kids. It's very popular. So what I'm trying to do is,
Yeah, but that's that. Then you need validation. Who's going to pay for this? Doing validation in US schools is not going to be enough because Peru is a very different reality. The budgets are very different. The level of technology adoption is very different. So if you tell me you're doing validation in US schools, then I would want you to go sell into US schools and tell me how much are US schools going to pay. If your goal is to sell in Peruvian schools, then you go validate in Peruvian schools.
right, but what I'm talking about validation is the pedagogical approach. So once I get validation from the US side, then I can go back to Peru and say this has been valid. This has not been done by any monkey person in in the US. So it's been validated. The approach
But
is,
then,
and
if I were a school in Peru, I would ask you how many schools in the US are using this? How many
okay,
how many schools in the US have bought it, and how many are selling it, how many are using it, how many students are
oh,
learning on it?
okay. And so, but the thing is that I need to go into an incubation company in the US because there is none in Peru.
You can get into 1M by 1M, no problem. You can get in right after this call or during this call.
Okay,
That's not a problem. I will explain to you how to use 1M by 1M in just a moment.
okay.
So maybe I should do that first before I take more questions. Let me see, there are a few introductions here. Shuv Chaudhary from Texas is working on a portable coffee machine, okay? And Amit Patil, founder of Bliss.com, an AI-led B2B SaaS company that helps hotels get into digitization and the automation of back office processes. We're from India, recently set up offices in Dubai and UK. Okay, if you want to talk, let Maureen know and she will put you as a panelist. In the meantime, I'm going to explain to you how to use 1 million by 1 million. So
Okay.
as you can see, I'm giving you candid feedback, right? I'm not telling you, I'm not giving you a pat on the back. I'm telling you what you need to do.
Oh no, I
To be
totally appreciate it. I was
so,
just asking you for help if this is the
yes,
right
I will
approach
explain.
or
So
not.
just, Miguel, just stop for a moment. Listen to me. Let me
Yeah,
speak
sure.
for
Go
a few
ahead.
minutes.
Sorry.
Okay? Just don't interrupt.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, if you like this approach, then you can refer 1M by 1M to serious entrepreneurs. And how you use 1M by 1M is what I'm going to cover now.
Okay.
Everything is at 1mby1m.com. You will find a blog that is rich and it is free. So anybody can read the blog, and there's a lot of information on it. There's also a book series on Amazon. You can find those books, these are digital books on Amazon, and these are all case study books, case study based books. You can study these and start your journey there as well. You can come to these roundtables every week. You can pitch once for free, but you can come and listen as much as you want. You can ask questions, no problem. The full acceleration program of 1M by 1M is 1M by 1M Premium. And there you get extensive methodology guidance. We have a curriculum that is very comprehensive. And if you spend the time to go through the curriculum, you're going to know what you need to do. You're going to know how to put one foot before the other. And if you combine that curriculum with our private roundtables, which is where every week you can come and talk to me, ask me questions, run by your assumptions and you can keep iterating your strategy, your pitch, everything within the premium program in the private roundtables. That's how we do the strategy work, whether you call it mentoring, coaching, strategy consulting, whatever you call it, but it is interactive weekly sessions where you can come and talk to me. So the combination of curriculum and roundtable is how we run this program. And then we work with many, many hundred investors, and we help with financing, we help with business development. Our Rolodex is a massive Rolodex. And that Rolodex will be available to you as I see fit. I will make introductions for you to go talk to people for business development purposes and for financing purposes, but you do have to reach the point where you're ready to be introduced to investors, and we will help you get there. And we also have a lot of clout in the media. The self-assessment is a free tool on our website. I recommend that you go run your idea, your business through this self-assessment. And these are the questions that investors ask you during due diligence. So these are the questions you will have to answer if you go into a VC pitch or an accelerator pitch. So try to answer these questions. If you get stuck, then you need to do the 1M1M curriculum to plug your knowledge gaps. So there are some concepts that I want to point you to here. On our blog, pinned to the top of the blog is our free bootstrapping course that is less than 1 hour long. And it's a fabulous course. Hundreds of thousands of people have done it for the last almost 8 years. So definitely do that course. It's a free course. It is short, but it's very important concepts that all of you need to get under your belt. We also have a lot of courses. We have 80 courses on Udemy. So Udemy is very inexpensive. It is also another way that you can fill your knowledge gaps. If you're getting stuck on issues like positioning, like market sizing, like validation, like sales strategy, you will find content on Udemy, courses on Udemy that you can also do. And we offer you discount coupons. So Maureen will put this link on the chat. You can pick it up and you can reach the coupons there. 1M1M Basic is a $99 subscription to our entire curriculum. So you can also just subscribe to $99 per month, 1M1M Basic, and access our entire curriculum. And that also can get you going in terms of filling your knowledge gaps, figuring out how to put one foot before the other. So go to the website, go to the 1M1M.com website, dig around, understand the program, what to expect from premium, what to expect from basic, FAQs, video FAQs, description of the curriculum, everything. It's a very, very comprehensive website. And we work with case studies. Thousands of successful entrepreneurs have participated in developing the case studies and the curriculum based on those case studies. So what you get the opportunity to do is stand on the shoulders of people who have done it before. So study the case studies and you will find an enormous amount of guidance from people who have done it before. There are specific policies on investor introductions. You can go look at the investor introduction policies and understand. If you're coming here in search of financing, please go through the investor introduction page as well. Our philosophy is bootstrap first, raise money later. Do not go to VCs as beggars, go as kings, which means you have to get to some level of validation before we will send you to VCs. And that is all. We have a lot of roundtables coming up. There's one on April 18th. There are 3, May 2nd, May 16th, May 23rd. So in the next couple of months, next 6 weeks, you have 4 roundtables. You can ask questions through dialing in. You can ask questions in public chat. You can ask after this session, if you want to talk to somebody. Irina Patterson is your contact. She's on the 1M1M team, and Irina at 1M1M.com is her email. You can contact her and she will answer any questions. If you want to talk to her, she can get on the phone, WhatsApp, Skype with you. And that is what 1M is. That is how we operate. If you have questions, please ask now. Anybody? No? Introductions, actually. Damini, you're saying hello. Please introduce yourself. Tell us what you're working on. Where are you coming from? And Shuv, Amit, if you have questions, please ask. If you want to pitch at one of the upcoming roundtables, definitely go and register to pitch. Or if you just want to join the program and get started, please do that. That's fine too. It is not a requirement that I have to pitch at a free roundtable to join the program. You can go straight to the program if you want a more confidential setting. These roundtable recordings are published in our YouTube channel, but the private roundtables are not published on YouTube. So you're very welcome to join the program straight away. Vanshika Bagaria is asking, do you also help with the ideation phase? Yes. So what we recommend is that you start doing the core curriculum and develop some understanding of the methodology, okay? So if you have the methodology under your belt, ideation is going to flow better. So the curriculum is split in two parts. Let me take you to the curriculum page here and explain a bit more with visuals. So see, you have core curriculum, then you have electives. The core curriculum is the methodology. You should go and understand the methodology. So if you can spend maybe 100 hours in the as soon as possible and just get a lot of this methodology under your belt, you're going to be better positioned to ideate. Now, in the electives, we do it by domain. So Web 3.0 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, artificial intelligence, mobile and social apps, healthcare IT, online education, all these different case studies and modules that are case study based. If you immerse yourself in a domain, in an elective where you want to build your business, where you have some expertise, some what we call unfair advantage, that's where you will get a chance to basically immerse yourself in the journeys of a lot of different entrepreneurs in those categories. And that's how ideas are going to come to you. And then you can come and run all that by me in the roundtables. So if you're in the premium program, you do the core curriculum, you start doing the electives, and you start using the roundtable to come and talk to me. If you have like multiple ideas, you can come and talk to me about these different ideas, and I will give you my feedback, pointers, etc. So that's how we help in the ideation phase. Does that answer your question? Okay, Damini is saying we are a new age dating app that tackles the challenges of previous dating algorithms and norms. Okay. No, it is not free. Curriculum is not free. Vanshika, you're asking curriculum is free. Curriculum is not free. Mentoring is not free. So you have to be in the program to get help. And Damini, this is a mentoring session, so I don't know why you're pitching the way you're pitching, but I'm asking if you have questions about your business. This is not a marketing forum. This is a mentoring forum. Miguel, you've got the coupons, right? Maureen has already shared the coupon link, so you can get it from there.
Yes, I got it. Thank you, Sarama.
Shuv Chaudhary is asking in private. Please don't ask me private questions. This is a public roundtable, so put your questions in the public chat. You're asking, do you also help in IP? What does that mean? We are not lawyers. We don't do patent applications and all that. I don't know, what is your question? Vanshika, the methodology part is in the curriculum. You have to either subscribe to 1M1M Basic to access the curriculum, or you have to be in 1M1M Premium to access the curriculum. Or you can pick up parts of the curriculum in the Udemy platform as well. So Udemy also has the curriculum, some of the curriculum, not all. Basic and Premium have all the curriculum. So somehow or the other, you have to access the curriculum, and all of those are paid mechanisms to access the curriculum. Safa, based in Abu Dhabi. Business is about an online edtech platform for women, more like Mind Valley Masterclass, etc., but solely for women, all about women empowerment, personal development, etc. What are your thoughts on doing validation and in the early stages? Well, you have to pick topics that you can start with. And if you're following the masterclass model, then you need to figure out who is going to teach those masterclasses that you're going to then go and sell to women. So you need a beginning, an entry-level set of classes that are going to be taught by people with some level of influence. So for this, you may want to look into the LinkedIn influencer program and find people who have significant influence, women who have significant influence on different topics, and then have, do deals with them to teach those. But you're going to have to pay them. They're not going to do it for free. So you have to figure out, masterclass is not free. Masterclass pays the teachers and then goes and sells the material. So you have to come. Maybe there is a revenue sharing deal that you can do, but people are not going to do it for free for a new company, I don't think. So you need a few courses to start validating. You have to, in this case, you're going to need to find high quality instructors who are going to be willing to work with you. And then you're going to need to develop a slate of courses and start selling those. That's how you're going to validate. And if you can work with influencers who are willing to work with you, they will, if you do a deal with them, which is some amount of upfront payment and some amount of revenue sharing, royalty sharing, they will potentially help you sell, because influencers can get the word out about, stuff, products. Anybody else? Questions? Anybody? All right, looks like you're all done. So I'm going to wrap up. If you want to pitch for free, you get to pitch once for free, and you can register to pitch, and Maureen will schedule you for the next session. Vanshika is asking, I'm doing research on healthcare in a developing country to look for problem statement and do user research to validate my problem statement. I just gave you a whole bunch of advice on how to use 1 million by 1 million to validate your program. We have an elective module on healthcare IT. So I would suggest that you do the core curriculum and the healthcare IT elective, and that's how you can move forward, and use the roundtables. If you're in the premium program, use the premium roundtables, private roundtables, and that's how you're going to get forward. Anybody else? I just gave you a complete blueprint on how to use 1 million by 1 million. Anybody else?
Yeah, quick question. Can you tell us the difference between the basic and the premium?
Yes, basic is curriculum only. Premium is everything in the acceleration program. The curriculum, the private roundtable mentoring sessions like this that happen every week, that you can join every week and talk to me every week. There's business development, there's investor access, access to our investor community, media access, all of that is in the premium program.
Is there a fee?
Of course, there's a fee. Basic is $99 a month, premium is $1,000 a year.
Okay. Thank you. yet.
Anybody else? Any other questions? Yes? No? All right. Last call for questions. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up. Francisco, did you have another question? I just saw you turn on your video.
No, I just wanted to thank you for your time and your feedback.
You're very welcome. All right. Great. Well, thank you for coming today, and I look forward to working with you further. Take care. Good luck. Bye-bye.